Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Kesgrave Panthers Podcast. Today, my guest is Cody Chadwick from Australia. But to start with, we've got another guest, Mike Grimes. So away you go.
Hey. All right. So obviously, I invited Mike Grimes on today. We absolutely love the work you guys have been doing, and me and Mike have been probably. We've actually got something organised for the both of yous. To put on and represent a proper Kesgrave podcast, and so he's looked the part while he's doing it. So just we'll have to wait for Maddie to come in and Noah's parent, and we'll like to give you these.
I think I've got mine.
Yeah, I've got something.
It's in a bag.
That's the one, mate. Yeah, perfectly done, Mike. Well done. So hopefully you like them. You think, Valley? You've frozen there a bit.
That's quite cool. Thank you.
Kesgrave Panthers Podcast.
Oh, that's really cool. Thank you.
You're welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So something not wear while you're doing your podcast, and take it to that next level.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
Have to put that on for next time, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't put it on now.
Put it on.
Wicked. Cool. Well, I'm going to shoot off anyway and let you guys talk to Cody, because I'm sure he's got a lot of cool stories to tell. Cause there's not many people who've done more than Cody in Salisbury Speedway, I think. So, all the best, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers, Mike.
Yeah, take care, lads. See you in a bit.
So there you go.
Yeah,
for a little while, and hopefully you like them and wear them in all the podcasts, even if it's over a jumper or whatever. And look professional while he's doing it.
yeah, that's really, really kind of you. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Welcome.
All right, let's get into it now. So as usual, we'll start off. So how did you get into Cycle Speedway, Cody?
So that was from my dad. He used to race in the late 80s, and we lived very close to the track. So early 90s, when myself and my brother could ride, he got us into the sport on training wheels, and it was about probably 1994 when I started. So because of dad.
Where was this? Like, which track?
At Salisbury, my home club. Represent.
Like, do you like the track down at Salisbury, or would you make any adjustments to it?
I do like the track. It is probably one of the driest running tracks. It needs a lot of water. So it's one of those tracks that in winter rides really well, and in summer not so much, because you need to keep a lot of water into it for the track to hold. And we're always trying to brainstorm how we can make it better, but it's been the same for the last 27 years so that I've raced on it anyway. So, but always trying to improve the place and make it better. But yeah, it's a good track. It's good fast. You can pass. You can run 2-3 wide through a corner if you want. So, no, it's a pretty good track. Not my favourite in Australia though.
What is your favourite then?
In Australia would be Murraylands. Very fast. You can pedal right into the corners, get up early, coming out the corners, cover your lines. It is hard to pass on if you're behind though. That's the only trouble.
Yeah,
and it's the bigger track.
Honestly, I was just going to say, I know a few years ago, I think you came all over England and all that. So when you came over here, what was your favourite track over here?
Oh, Ipswich and Great Blakenham. Rode both of those tracks really well. Had some really good results. I won the Jim Peck Memorial on Great Blakenham. Did really well in the South East League, I think it was. Yeah. And then, Ipswich with the Elite League had good results on there and trained on there every week as well. So very fast. You can pass on those tracks as lines for days. So, yeah, very good. And Coventry, I do like Coventry as well. So,
Are there any tracks that you don't like?
I've heard this one a few times in the podcast, and obviously it's Hellingly, but it's not that I didn't like it. It's just, it's a tough track. I had a lot of fun on it. A lot of fun. Just needs some work, probably. And there was only probably one track that I've ever hated in my life, and that was America. And that was a dry, hard dirt track, and it was just terrible. Like on the race line, the track was going black from the rubber from our tires. It was that hard. It was very hard to pass on, very one line. It was a matter of just keeping your bike upright, coming up, going through the corners. Very tough.
So I mentioned that you came over to England, but could you explain to everyone, like watching, listening, what you actually did during your time in England?
So originally I came over in 2015 for the world titles over there. Absolutely loved it and loved the tracks and loved obviously all the people we see all the time from tours. Came back to Australia, and then wouldn't have been 9 months later, I was packing up my house and moving to England to live for a year. Obviously rode Elite League for Ipswich, and then the Southeast League was for Great Blakenham. Within that time, I rode for the European team for Ipswich. We went over to Katowice in Poland. That was absolutely amazing. I think we placed second in the Elite League. We were very, very close to winning it. I think it essentially came down to our last match, I think. But yeah, so that was absolutely amazing. Obviously, I spoke about the Jim Peck Memorial. I won that one, and that was absolutely an amazing night. Adam Peck puts on an awesome show for that, and it's a brilliant event to fundraise money for and to be a part of. Got second in the Second City Championship at Birmingham, and that was pretty awesome. Birmingham done a good job of running the show there. I was 1 point from getting the win there, and a bit controversial, but anyway. And also won the 10th year anniversary championship at East Park as well. So that was pretty cool. And towards the end of the year, I was presented the Wilkinson Sword at the indoor, and that was absolutely amazing and a great honour.
What did you think of indoor?
Loved it. So we were lucky enough. They chucked on I guess it was like an open indoor event, international indoor event, I think they called it. And myself and Lucas Navaski were in it, and I rode very, very well. Unfortunately, there was one race I was gating from the outside, and I come out of turn 2, and Lucas Navaski gave me a bump and put me into the air fence, and referee didn't restart it. But if I had got second or first there, I think I would have had a runoff with Jake Reed for the win. And he had just won the British Indoor, or I think the British Indoor was after. So he did that, and then the British Indoor after. I can't remember which way I was around. It might have been the British Indoor first, and then he raced in the international indoor. And he was just a freak on the indoor that year. He was amazing. But yeah, it was awesome fun. Got to train with Ash and Matt Hill from Ipswich, and so they probably taught me everything I know on indoor, to be fair. So a lot of help from them boys.
Yeah, so I don't think you do indoor in Australia. So is that something you might be looking to bring over there?
Yeah, so obviously with the postponed worlds, we're trying to find different avenues to keep a lot of the older riders interested over here. It just makes it very hard because obviously our off seasons in the summer period, so it's so hot in the gyms, whereas you guys with your off season, it's in the winter, and to get indoors is the best place you want to be. So we're possibly looking at doing something like trying to find somewhere to do it in July through the winter and through the school holiday period. So we're going to try and work hard on to do something there and just get a little bit of interest and a little bit more excitement back into the sport here, because obviously it's been so long since, well, it's been 2017 was the last Worlds here, even longer for you guys. But yeah, Australia really thrive on the Worlds. So you sort of need the Worlds to keep all that enthusiasm going for the young kids to look up to. Probably much of the same thing for the UK riders as well. I mean, at least you guys have got the Europeans and the British individuals, which is way bigger than like the Aussie titles, because you've got, say, 40 riders going to instead of, what do we have, 13. So
earlier you were talking about some of your like achievements from the UK, but like, would you say that you have like an achievement that you think's like the best
in the UK
or just any time from riding?
Yeah, I've got a few. So I've placed second in the world titles 3 times. The first time in 2019, I was 17-year-old, and that was absolutely amazing. The whole way that match played out, like riders got excluded from team racing. I was keeping a close eye on my points, and I got second to Daniel Pudney, who won on 16 points, and I got second on 15, which is such a low score for a winning title. In 2013, I got second to Martin Szymanski on my home track in Salisbury. The track was very hard to ride that day. There was some good racing. It was very wet to start off with. There was a few crashes in the first 4 heats just because of how wet it was, and probably mix the match up a little bit. So that was pretty amazing. But the third one, when I got second, was obviously a 3-way runoff with myself, my brother Joel, and Bartek Grabowski at Findon, and that was probably the most special one out of all 3, because one, I passed Bartek Grabowski on the last lap, I think it was, and me and my brother got first and second in the world, which is pretty amazing. And right up there with the, probably as equal as that, maybe a bit better. In 2009, Australia had won the World Cup for the first time ever. I played a big part in that. I think I got 16 or 17 points. And yeah, the atmosphere, the emotions at the end of it, it was just absolutely amazing. That would probably be essentially number 1, I think.
So you mentioned you'd come second in the world on numerous occasions. So are you still aiming to be that world champion? And whenever the next worlds are, we don't know yet, do you want to be on that top place on the podium, really?
I mean, I'm sure that's everyone's goal. I mean, I know I'm getting a bit older, and just had a newborn, Arlo. So he's 3 months old now. Sort of concentrate on him a little bit. Just got the role of president of the Salisbury Speedway Club. So I've got a lot going on there, but I'm going to be trying to keep fit. I'm always going to be trying to be up that pointy end. And yeah, the ultimate goal is to always win it, whether I win it in an open grade or if the body still allows me to do it in over 40s, that'd be good. But yeah, I can't see myself going anywhere in a hurry. So I'll be on it and giving it my best shot every time. What about yourself? What's your goal?
Probably world champion as well.
Yeah.
Try.
Sure. You both got a lot of potential, and I've watched quite a bit of your racing here and there. So you just got to keep at it and keep working hard, because nothing ever comes easy.
Would you say that you preferred team riding or individual riding?
I love my team racing, yeah. Just the team, your teammates, the camaraderie. You literally train together for 9 months straight and then race, 9 months and then race in the World Championship. So you have built an awesome bond with everyone that you race with. And then, okay, you might lose as a team, but when you do win, it's just an absolutely amazing feeling. And we've had quite a bit of success in the past. Obviously, 2009 we won the World Cup. 2013 was the Federation Cup. We won there at La Fiva. That was absolutely amazing. Or was that 17? One of the two. But yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Best pairs, all your test matches, they're just, unreal atmosphere. And it's not just yourself you're letting down if you make a mistake, it's everyone else. So there's a heap more pressure. But yeah, it's good.
So when you win like a big event like that, what exactly, or like any of those, what does it feel like, or what do you feel like?
Oh, just walking on water, mate. It's just amazing feeling. You can't wipe the smile off our faces, and everyone's getting around each other. And well, I don't know if you've seen it, but if you have a good winner, everyone has a few drinks afterwards and talks about the racing and just, continues on the good times sort of thing. So, but it's just, the butterflies and the stuff you get when you win, just the whole feeling. It's just, you're right up there.
So do you have like a most memorable moment in the sport?
Sorry?
Do you have a most memorable moment from like racing or just being at Speedway?
Oh, most memorable. My first ever test match, I reckon. 2009. I was a junior and got picked for the senior squad, and it was the opening test match. I don't think a lot of the English knew who we were because we had 3 or 4 juniors in the squad that night. And we ended up winning it. I was so nervous beforehand. I was coughing my guts up. I was shaking and I was not in a good state, but absolutely rode an awesome match. And a lot of the Aussies did. English might say the referee was a bit dodgy and some calls, maybe. But the racing and the atmosphere was just amazing. And because it was my first time being a part of it, in it, awesome feeling. I've watched it, obviously, was throughout the years, but being a part of it's just, the best.
So, like, did you expect to be called up for the senior team as you were just a junior, or did that come as quite a shock to you as well?
So, obviously, we started training probably about, so that one was in January. So we probably started training about April, May for that, I reckon, maybe May. And at the start of that training, I used to run a bit of a harder gearing. I was 16. And I wasn't getting out the gates very quick. I could always like pass here and there, but I wasn't getting out of the gates. And they said, you need to get out of the gates. You need to get out of the gates. You got to do something because at this stage, you're sort of not going to make the top 12 squad for the seniors. So then I changed my gearing, I changed my crank size, and then started, had the attitude of like, you got to work hard. You got to want it. And towards the end of it, started punching out the gates pretty good. And myself, Robert Fitzpatrick, Ty Gertson, my brother Joel, and I think maybe Ross Priest got called up for the seniors that year. I think there's 5 of us in total. So I think that's right. Sorry if I got it wrong, anyone. So yeah.
Well, why do you ride? Like, what do you hope to get out of riding?
Obviously, world number 1, but just I've developed such a strong friendship with all my mates, and obviously a massive like a close bond with my track and club. So it's not what I want to get out of it now. I've probably got a lot out of the sport of what I want. I mean, now I probably sort of get to look forward to watching, say, Arlo get to hop on a bike soon, which is going to be pretty cool. I just want the sport to grow and succeed, and that's all I've ever wanted within the sport. Just promote it the best way we can. That's why I absolutely love what you guys are doing. Like keen as myself, was doing the same thing at your age, not with podcasts because I don't know technology, but trying to always look at different avenues to broaden the horizons for cycle speedway.
Yeah. So what do you think could be done even more to sort of promote the sport and get it out there to more people?
I think what you guys are doing now, interviewing people. You got Martin Hepworth, who's doing some awesome videos and getting them up on YouTube. The most we can get this sport seen, the better. The more we can get this sport seen, the better. I think it's not known. We probably need someone to come in it with very good business smarts, probably a lot of cash, and I think the sport could probably go a long way, because besides motorbike speedway, what other sports do you see 4 riders going as hard as they can out the tapes and rubbing shoulders together here and there, and big crashes and spills and thrills? I don't think there's another sport like it besides rugby, but it's not on a bike, that's for sure. But
have you tried any other sports?
All through my school, played rugby, footy, bit of cricket. Outside of school, played indoor basketball and tore my ACL, which sucked, and also played a bit of indoor cricket. So do love my sports.
So if you didn't do cycle speedway, do you think you'd be doing any of them now, or not really?
Probably not now, because I'm 30. Probably, but if you do sports, your body doesn't last that long. But absolutely would have loved to play rugby or AFL. Didn't mind my rugby when I was at school. It was good fun, and I enjoy watching it now, and I don't mind a bit of AFL. So yeah, one of those two. I wouldn't have hoped my finger like Noah though.
Do you have a favorite team riding partner?
Yeah, I've got a couple. So in Australia, would be my brother Joel, only because we know how each other rides. We've rode with each other our whole lives. I don't know if you've seen much Joel's racing, but he's a freak out the gate. Hasn't been his whole life, but always been pretty sharp out the gate. But yeah, since 2017, he's just taken his gating to another level. So yeah, gating with Joel, because if I'm on grid 1 and he's on 3, there's a good chance you could end up with a pretty decent score by the end of it. And in England, it was definitely Ash Hill. We rode together. I think it was every single Elite League match. And the worst score we got, I believe, was an even points. We might have got scored against once, but I reckon the worst score we got was an even points. We just gelled together. He listened to everything that I said, and 9 times out of 10, it pulled off, and he just worked his guts off. He was just an amazing partner to ride with when I was in the UK.
So do you intend on coming back to England at any point to do something maybe again, or do you reckon you'll stay in Australia? Or
I'll keep doing the world titles. As far as moving over there, it's probably a little bit harder now. I've got established in my house, and obviously having Arlo and a second Bubs in the future would be nice. Yeah, so it'd be probably just world titles that I get over there for, unless I win the lottery and I can get over there for a weekend here and there. Got to come into some serious coin for that.
If there was one piece of advice that you could give to any other riders, what would it be?
Don't give up. Never give up. Past the line. I've seen that many races won within the last quarter of a lap. It's not funny, or people giving up before the line and they're pipped on the line. Race past the line, never give up. You crash, worry about your wound later, get back up on that bike and keep going. You think about it, you dwell about it, you're going to feel the pain, but you get up, get going, brush it off, and finish the race no matter what. And be a good sportsmanship. That's be a good sportsmanship. That's probably my main two.
So
and definitely have fun. Enjoy it with your mates. Race hard. Rub shoulders. Crash. Drink when you're old enough, or not drink. But yeah.
So did you have like anyone giving that advice to you when you were younger, or is that something that you've picked up yourself by personal experiences?
No, I probably did have that guidance from one of my main coaches when I was a bit younger, Brian Hurd. He's passed away now. He taught me a lot when I was younger, and same with my dad, who trained me when I was on the 16-inch, so very young, so 7, 8 years old. But yeah, Dad would never let me up, that's for sure. And Brian Hurd was always race past the line, and just give it your all. And if you gave up, he'd be right on you. So yeah, it was probably my dad and Brian Hurd, the two that probably kept me going with attitude.
So earlier when you were talking about the test match, you mentioned that you were quite nervous for that. So like, what things were you doing to like try and keep those nerves under control?
Drink water, which isn't a good idea. Just try and relax and just enjoy the moment, really. At that stage, I couldn't really control the nerves as much as I do now. Now it's just, we'll have fun, whatever happens, and just give it your best. That's the main thing. I still get nervous, 100%, but I definitely control it a lot better now.
Yes. So do you have any superstitions that you do before like meetings, or do you just go in all guns blazing and what happens?
No superstitions. I have a good feed of pasta probably the night before big events. I like a nice omelette in the morning, and I don't eat during racing at all, just water. I might have maybe on a rare occasion, if I'm feeling a bit flat, a couple of lollies here and there. But probably nothing during racing, just water. Have a nice food, probably feed about 3 hours before, and by the time you're ready to go, you're ready for race weight. So ready to go.
Do you remember what your first meeting was?
1994? Nah, I don't think so. I was on Tiny Tots, so I had little training wheels on and a big yellow helmet. It was. I wish I kept that helmet. It was a bit of a vintage thing now. I definitely don't remember. My oldest memory would be 1997. I was 7 years old, and I won the Australian title at Lefevre. And I remember in the final, I think I was against the rider called Brad Gentle, maybe Troy Bark, and I can't remember who the fourth one was. And there was a restart, and I went up to a guy on the fourth bend, and he just gave me some advice. I can't remember what that was, but it sort of amped me up, and I was ready to give it my best crack. And I was fortunate enough to get my first Australian title in 1997.
Nice. So I think that's quite a good way to end on, because we're kind of running out of time. But no, I think we could have chatted for ages today. But no, thank you for coming on today. Yeah, it was really good, and thank you for the top.
No worries. Yeah, look, guys, just keep doing what you're doing. Have fun. Absolutely loving your work. I've said it to you both before, and just keep it going. And if we can all have minds like us, I'm sure the sport's going to go further.
Yeah. So thank you, and thanks everybody for watching. Goodbye.
Cheers.